Imagine walking into a room full of strangers, and within seconds, everyone is drawn to you. They laugh at your jokes, listen intently, and genuinely enjoy your company. No, this isn't some superpower, it's psychology. And in today's video, we're breaking down 5 powerful psychological tricks to make people like you in seconds. Think about it. Have you ever met someone and instantly felt a connection? Maybe it was the way they spoke, their body language, or just a certain warmth they had. Science shows that first impressions are formed in as little as 7 seconds, and those few moments can determine how someone feels about you for a long time. The best part? You don't need to be rich, famous, or a social butterfly to be instantly likable. Psychologists have studied human interactions for decades and discovered simple yet powerful techniques that can make anyone more charismatic, trustworthy, and attractive in conversations. And if you're wondering, why does this matter? Well, likability isn't just about making friends. It affects your relationships, job opportunities, and even how much people are willing to help you in life. So, if you've ever wanted to become that person everyone loves being around, stay tuned. Because in the next few minutes, you'll learn 5 easy tricks that can make anyone like you, almost instantly. Why should you care about being likable? Because likability is power. It opens doors, strengthens relationships, and even makes people more willing to help you. Studies show that likable people are more likely to get hired, promoted, and trusted in both personal and professional settings. In his book, The Like Switch, former FBI agent Jack Schaefer reveals how he used psychology to turn strangers into allies within seconds. He explains that likability isn't about being the loudest or the funniest person in the room. It's about understanding how the human brain reacts to social cues. And the truth is, most people don't consciously decide whether they like you or not. Their brain makes a snap judgment based on tiny, often unnoticed details. For example, research from Princeton University found that we form first impressions in just 1/10 of a second. In that tiny moment, people decide whether they trust you, feel comfortable around you, or want to continue the interaction. That's why knowing these psychological tricks can be life-changing. Think about successful politicians, salespeople, and public figures. They all have one thing in common: people like them. They use subtle techniques, like mirroring body language or using the right tone of voice, to create an instant connection. And guess what? You can do it too. The good news is that likability isn't an inborn trait. It's a skill anyone can develop. Once you know how to trigger the right psychological responses in others, you can instantly make people feel comfortable, interested, and drawn to you. So whether you want to build better friendships, improve your dating life, or just be more memorable in social settings, these 5 psychological tricks will give you an unfair advantage. The power of the mirror effect. One of the fastest ways to make someone like you is by mirroring their behavior. This psychological trick is based on the idea that we like people who are similar to us. When you subtly copy someone's body language, tone of voice, or even their choice of words, their brain picks up on the similarity, and they feel a stronger connection to you. Psychologists call this the chameleon effect, and it's been backed by research. In a famous study by Tanya Chartrand and John Bargh, participants were more likely to feel positively towards someone who mimicked their behavior, even if they didn't consciously realize it. Try this. If someone leans in while speaking, you lean in too. If they use a certain phrase repeatedly, sprinkle it into your responses. Just be subtle. Obvious copying can feel weird. Use the triple nod for instant connection. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to get everyone to open up to them? It turns out there's a simple trick behind it: the triple nod. Studies show that when you nod 3 times in a row while listening, the other person subconsciously feels encouraged to keep talking. This makes them feel heard and understood. which naturally makes them like you more. This trick is often used by therapists, interviewers, and even top negotiators to build trust quickly. Next time you're in a conversation, try nodding slightly 3 times when someone is speaking and watch how they instinctively respond with more openness and engagement. Say their name, but don't overdo it. Dale Carnegie, in How to Win Friends and Influence People, emphasized the importance of using people's names in conversation. Why? Because our names are deeply personal. They trigger an emotional response when we hear them. A study by the New York Times found that hearing our own name activates unique brain regions linked to identity and self-worth. Simply put, people feel valued when you use their name. But there's a catch. Don't overuse it. Repeating someone's name in every sentence can feel forced or even manipulative. The key is balance. Use it naturally when greeting them, emphasizing a point, or closing a conversation. The golden 3-second smile rule. Smiling is an obvious way to be more likable, but how you smile matters. Research suggests that when you meet someone, instead of smiling instantly, wait for 3 seconds before you slowly break into a genuine smile. Why? Because when your smile appears more deliberate and natural, it makes the other person feel like it's genuine rather than automatic. This small delay creates a sense of warmth and sincerity, making the other person feel truly appreciated. According to a study published in the journal Emotion, a delayed smile is perceived as more authentic and significantly increases social bonding. So next time you greet someone, give it a try. Pause for a second, then let your smile grow naturally. Give the secret compliment. Compliments can make people feel good, but the most powerful compliments are the ones they don't realize they're getting. Instead of saying, "You're really smart," try framing it as an observation. "I love the way you think about things. It's so unique. I noticed how quickly you picked up on that. That's impressive." These indirect compliments feel more sincere because they sound like genuine observations rather than an attempt to flatter. And here's a pro tip. Give a compliment behind someone's back. If it gets back to them, and it often does, they'll like you even more because it shows authenticity. By using these 5 psychological tricks, you'll naturally make people feel comfortable, valued, and drawn to you, all in just seconds. Now that you know these 5 psychological tricks, how can you start using them in your daily life? The best way to master them is through small, intentional practice. Next time you're in a conversation, pick one trick to focus on and observe how people respond. You don't have to use all 5 at once. Just one well-placed technique can make a huge difference. For example, when meeting someone new, try the golden 3-second smile to make your first impression feel warm and sincere. The next time you're in a discussion, use mirroring and watch how the other person unconsciously feels more connected to you. If you're in a work meeting, say someone's name strategically to capture their attention and make them feel valued. Use the triple nod when listening to a friend and notice how much more they open up. Instead of giving a basic compliment, try a secret compliment that feels natural and genuine. For the next 24 hours, pick one of these tricks and use it in a real conversation. Then pay attention to the reaction. Did the person smile more, open up, or seem more engaged? Small shifts in your approach can have a massive impact on how people perceive you. Also, think about people you naturally like. Chances are they're already using some of these techniques without even realizing it. The more you practice, the more natural these tricks will feel, and soon you won't even have to think about them. Becoming more likable isn't about being fake or trying to impress everyone. It's about making people feel good in your presence. And when you do that, they'll naturally be drawn to you. At the end of the day, likability isn't about being the loudest, the funniest, or the most charismatic person in the room. It's about understanding how small psychological cues shape human interactions. By using these 5 simple tricks, the mirror effect, triple nod, name drop, golden 3-second smile, and secret compliment, you can instantly make people feel more connected to you. And the best part, these techniques work in any situation, whether you're making new friends, impressing at work, or strengthening personal relationships. But here's the real challenge. Will you actually use them? Knowing these tricks is one thing, but applying them is what makes the difference. So, in the next conversation you have, pick just one of these techniques and test it out. You might be surprised at how quickly people respond to you. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these tricks are you excited to try first? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new psychology breakdown like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.